I recently visited the Vatican. It was a fascinating experience that sparked a newfound curiosity in me. I know very little about the Catholic Church, but since I visited the Holy City, my horizons have been broadened. You can imagine why I would be interested in seeing a film like this. All I can do now is hope that it's interesting. Conclave stars Ralph Fiennes, Stanley Tucci, John Lithgow, and many more talented thespians to tell the story of what happens when a pope dies. An election of sorts must take place shortly after a pope passes away to determine who will fill that head seat. A cardinal must be chosen, and that's where our cast comes in. Every one of these guys has the opportunity to become pope, and the political plotting of the Vatican takes center stage. There are plenty of options for this honor, but I personally hope they pick what Robin Williams envisioned for the papacy. Some young Latin man to entice the congregation.
Come on back to the church. Come on back to the church. You know you want to come back to the church. Come on back to the church.
In all seriousness, this movie is a solid watch. When an opportunity for power presents itself to man, some honorable and unsavory figures come to answer the call. There are candidates who want to push the church forward in a modernized approach to appeal to the masses, while others want to stay vested in dated tradition. The unifying trait most of these men share is they want the power to mold the church in their image. And it's up to Ralph Fiennes' character Lawrence to manage all these personalities while conducting his role as Dean of the Conclave.
Good luck with all that.
I got invested in this election because of the characters. Some of the people that are up for the job are clearly more qualified than others. And while I was rooting for those candidates, it became apparent as the narrative went along that the most qualified person probably wasn't going to win. Like it or not, religion isn't exempt from petty bureaucracy, and Conclave showed that perfectly. I also like the conversation around bringing the church into the modern era. The concept of the Catholic Church modernizing to be more for the people can be perceived as a metaphor for society as a whole. If tradition states that only the few are allowed to prosper, while the many suffer, I'd argue that's a shit tradition. And I feel like the filmmakers behind Conclave agree with me.
Yes! Yes! Yes!
This film is a well-paced, well-acted thinking piece that is worth your time. And I don't have much to complain about regarding the execution besides one thing. The color grading and the lighting are very muted. And for how uplifting this movie is by the end, I couldn't help but feel like the choices made with the visuals conflict with the message.
Why would you do that?
That drop of a negative exists in an ocean of positives. I'm reviewing Conclave super late, so it may not be in a theater near you at this point, but I'd still highly recommend seeing it. The film is a peek behind the curtain that I think most people would benefit from seeing. That's it for me. And as always, thank you for your time.